Thanks very much. As Tom said there, I'm here to talk to you today about Pundit Arena, about how we use data in 2017, how we use it to get more from our users, and how we use it to also acquire more users. So basically, for anyone that doesn't know, Pundit Arena was set up in October 2013. Pundit Arena is a sports media house that empowers fans to become paid journalists. What does that mean? Essentially, if you want to write about sports, if you're really passionate about sports, then you can come join Pundit Arena and we'll provide you with an audience of over 2.6 million users per month, and number two, we'll teach you how to earn money. So if you come write for Pundit Arena and write about what you're passionate about, you can earn cash. So the problem before we started was that media was totally different. People were being paid based off their reputation as opposed to the output of their work. We wanted to flip that on their heads, upset the entire system and say, look, if your content is good enough and if you're passionate and articulate enough about a certain area, then you should be able to earn a living from writing about sports. So that's when Pundit Arena was launched. PunditArena.com, check it out. We crowdsource high quality sports fan content. That's what the site looks like, and today I'm going to speak to you about data, security, analytics, and how we've grown to where we are. So we provide a number of different types of content. We are on TV, we work with Air Sports, so some of our content is video, the rest is image, audio, and written. We also do Facebook Live videos, which has become a huge part of social today, media, and people's consumption habits. So in terms of advertising and marketing, a huge tool for us is Facebook. And the way you use Facebook and the way we use Facebook is completely different. So for us, Facebook is a content delivery method. Essentially, it's a conduit for us to get our content out to as many people as we can. Consumer trends are changing massively. People are using Facebook now to consume news as opposed to going directly to websites, as opposed to using TV and some of the other traditional methods. So for us, we use Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube. Previously, we would have just been focused on Facebook, but through use of data and understanding what our users want, we decided that it was time for us to ensure that we are at every possible area where our users turn up. Pundit Arena cannot decide where to provide content. Our users, i.e. you sitting here, you decide how you want to consume content, and the responsibility is on us to be there. So, for example, Facebook, Pundit Arena, nearly 500,000 likes on Facebook and our dedicated Pundit Arena site. We reach about 29 million people per month from all over the world, heavily based in the UK and also Ireland. So for us, we get an article sent in from a fan, it's edited and it goes out on PunditArena.com. However, we need to provide that content to our users. So our Facebook page, we would deliver an article based around, we'll say, Colm Cooper, who retired as a Kerry footballer recently. And we'd post that to our Facebook page. Previously, that would have been good enough. Facebook were happy to enable us to reach 500,000 people because they had clicked like on our page. But sadly, Facebook have changed that. So they have this algorithm or an edge rank, and they decide whether something is good enough to go to all of your fans or not. So every single day, we have to analyze what's going to work well for different age demographics. So our demographic is skewed towards male, and it's about 18 to 34-year-olds. So for us to reach all of our users, we need to create high-quality content that has the potential to go viral. So we paste our article link into the back end, into our business manager on Facebook. So as you can see, it's entirely different to the Facebook that you see. We click over here on the left, we click people who like your page, or else we determine a custom audience. So if we're putting out an article here about Munster Rugby's Ian Keatley and him opening up about the troubles he's had of trying to, I suppose, maintain playing at the top for Munster Rugby, that's not going to be interesting to someone who cares about Conor McGregor and trains MMA every single week. So why would we provide them with content that they're not even going to use? And Facebook want us to ensure that we give the right people the right content. So they're going to say, okay, for the first 5 minutes, we'll open up a certain amount of our user base, and if they don't bite, if people aren't coming online, then we're going to cut off your edge rank, because the more bad content that you encounter on Facebook, the less likely you are to use Facebook. So for us, we have to be really smart and I suppose, investigate all the trends and understand what works for different users at different times and at different ages. So in this example, we selected a custom audience called Ireland Rugby. So we said Irish Rugby Football Union, the Irish national team, Connacht Rugby, Leinster, Munster. These are people that are going to be interested in something to do with Ian Keatley and or something to do with Munster Rugby. So we select the age demographic, age 20 to 55, gender, male, because our audience is hugely male. And then we post that article. And unfortunately, Facebook used to provide us with this audience for free. but now they actually charge publishers like us to reach our audience. So it's interesting, we built up this audience, but now we have to pay to reach the audience again. So what we would do is we'd track through Google Analytics how many people have come on site to punditarena.com. So if 200 or 300 people jump onto our article straight away with a certain headline, then we'll put some spend behind it. So as you can see, there's the David Hay article there, the third one. So we put €20 behind that and enabled us to reach 20,000 people. That was good for us because it was an opinion-based piece. Sometimes our videos reach mass amounts of people organically. But there are numerous occasions where we have to use two headlines. So if we were to go back to that Ian Keatley example, we went out with one headline and we targeted it to a certain area. So we targeted it to Cork, and we said people who are interested in Munster rugby in Cork, people who are male and between a certain age demographic. And we went with headline A. Then, at the same time, simultaneously, we created headline B, and we said, right, let's put a different twist on the headline here, and let's target the same demographic, the same people of the same age, but living in Limerick. So over the next 5 to 10 minutes, we'll track via Google Analytics how many people, so this is our Google Analytics, how many people are coming on site, and we can see real time. So are they interacting with headline A, or are they interacting with headline B? So after about 30 minutes, we'll understand that headline A has outperformed headline B by 2 or 3x. So let's put the money behind headline A, let's take down headline B, and let's open the floodgates and give it to people in Dublin, let's give it to people in Clare, people in Tipperary. So through the use of Google Analytics and our data and understanding what has worked well for our sports fans, we're able to provide them with headlines that they're likely to click on, headlines that they're likely to spend time reading an article on, and headlines that they're going to share. So for us, data has become a huge part of our business. Everything we do, to a certain degree, is data-led. So data should be able to make up a lot of your decisions. So as I said, we've gone from being primarily written content to more of a quad play in terms of written, image, audio, and video. So what does that mean? So Pundit Arena's fans, they're pundits, they write content. We publish it, and they can earn money. As the company has grown, we've moved into different areas. So I mentioned the example of Colm Gooch Cooper, who, for those who don't know, was a Kerry footballer, and although it pains me to say it as a Cork man, was probably the best Kerry footballer of the last 10, 20 years. So his retirement hit us all earlier this week. So we have a number of different customer segments or different demographics, different age profiles of our users. The story was so big that we knew we had to hit them in every single platform, and we needed to hit them with different types of content. So I've just shown examples of the different types of content here that we delivered to remember Colm Gooch Cooper and give him a fitting tribute as he sets off into retirement. So we put a video up on Pundit Arena GAA, and we showed a video of one of his best moments, a fantastic goal that he stuck into the top corner against Dublin. That helped to get our younger audience, and that helped us to increase our reach because people tend to click on videos a lot more, and it's more, it has the potential to go viral further. Then we really wanted to work on the older demographic of about 25 to 34-year-olds, whereby they'd grown up watching Colm Cooper towards the end of his career, and they also understood how important, how integral he was to the Kerry team. So we created this image whereby he's the first name on the team sheet. So it's a picture of him sitting on the squad photo bench before a game, and we just put the emphasis on Colm Cooper. This helped us on Instagram to reach our followers. This helped us on Facebook to reach, and also on Twitter, and opened up and increased brand awareness for Pundit Arena through the one story. Then we also went for our older demographic again, which would have been the later segment of that 25 to 34-year-old, pushing on into the 40-year-old people. So data told us that they're more likely to read about Colm Cooper's retirement because they've grown up reading about Colm Cooper. They would have read about him in Sunday papers, they would have read about him in the Examiner on a Monday. So for us, by judging our different customer segments, we knew that the video would work well with this audience, the written content would work well with this audience, the image would work well on the younger audience in Instagram, and the video would work as well. So then we also ran a broadcast, and this went out at 7 p.m. on Wednesday, and we spoke about whether Colm Cooper was the best footballer of all. We were able to track how many reactions it got, whether more users fed towards us when we promoted Colm Cooper or not. And this is important for us because as more and more stories unfold in the world of sports, we need to know what buttons to press when certain stories break. So all of those coming together result in our Google Analytics. So this is our Google Analytics platform. And Google Analytics is a fantastic tool. It's a free tool. For any of you out there who have set up your own blog, your own website, you can download it. It's completely free. And the information that you can gather from that is actually quite scary. Okay, so in this instance, we released a number of articles. One, will Mayweather fight Conor McGregor? As you can see, we have 111 people on that, active users, and we can see the spikes of how many people are coming in. So when we press a certain button, if that increases, then we'll continue to press that button and replicate it. If we put out an article to do with Martin O'Neill at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday and our users drop, then we know keep away from Irish football on a Tuesday at 2 o'clock. So for us, using Google Analytics, we can see when people are more active and when they're interacting with our brand. And that's important for us as we grow. Down on the left-hand side, you can see referrals. So there's people from boards.ie and there's a few other referrals coming in. They're people who are telling other users to come to Pundit Arena. So as we delve deeper, we look at our users on a month. We look at them every single day, but overall we go month to month. So this was a month where we had 2.4 million unique users. That's 2.4 million individual people coming onto our site every month. But as you can see, there's spikes throughout the month. So that graph, that relates to different times of the month. So if we look in July, around July 14th, and just before it, July 5th, there was a huge MMA event in July involving some of the biggest names in MMA. We know that our traffic is going to do very, very well for those months. So we can predict via Google Analytics that July is going to be a great month. Similarly, if our dreams come true and Conor McGregor fights Floyd Mayweather, we can prepare to have content in image, video, audio, and written, and we can get ready to roll that out to our users when they fight in September or whatever date they go for. So it's all about understanding and getting under the hood or the bonnet of your users and providing them with what they want. Pundit Arena's content delivery methods are Facebook, they're Instagram, they're our own site, but they're also talks like this today and just getting the brand out there and understanding who to hit, when to hit them, and how we're going to actually get them on site. So what gets scarier than that, these are very basic stats, is that we can delve down deeper. We can go into the age profile of our audience. As I said numerous times, we have a very heavily skewed male audience. As you can see, the ages, 18 to 34 are our biggest age. So when you click onto our site, punditarena.com, we'll be able to tell what age you are and what gender you are. In addition to that, we'll also be able to tell where you are. We can tell whether you're coming from the United Kingdom, whether you're coming from Ireland, and what's even more scary is we can tell whether you're coming from Cork, Dublin, Douglas, or Ballincollig. We can nail down to the exact, not the exact location, but within probably 10 to 15 miles of where you actually are, no matter where you are in the world, whether it's in Kenya or whether it's in Killarney. And that's how big data has become. And all the media sites that you use all of this data to provide you with content to ensure that you're interacting with their brand. Further than that, to delve down one part deeper, we can also understand what type of phone you're using. So if I know that you're 18 years of age, you're male, you're living in Ballincollig, I can also understand what phone you've used. If you've gotten a new Galaxy S7, we can see the new user coming on using that phone. So this is all data that you've provided to Google through using Google Chrome. We can also understand what browser you're using, whether it's Google Chrome, Safari, or Firefox. And this enables other media houses like ourselves to try and deliver to you what we feel you need by mining all of that data. And that results in high users for us. So just one example of how we use data to get more from our users. Our users have told us all when they come on that they want to write for one thing, and it's money. Everyone says, we want money, we want cash, that's it. I will write for you if you give me money. So we trialed all of our users, and we ran a survey, another way of tracking our data. We created a widget, which we put into our articles, and we said, what would motivate you to write? So we found 3 reasons come up. So you got the cash, as you can see from Sepp Blatter. You've also got the ego. So I can say, I'm better than everyone else at writing because I'm top of this league table. I want the ability to prove that I'm better than my friends. So when we're down in the pub, they'll listen to me. Or when I'm in school, they'll listen to what I think about Monday Night Football because I'm a better writer than them. And the last thing, same as everyone, they wanted free stuff. They want swag. They want jumpers. They want tickets. And that's what motivates people to write. So we got 3 different people, or 3 different types of people that were motivated by 3 different things. We created this hit list. So the hit list is a custom technology. Basically, in its most simplistic form, it's a live league table. So anybody here that plays sports, we're all competitive by nature. And at Pundit Arena, we wanted to channel and tap into that so that we could channel it towards better journalism. So this live league table enables people to earn points from views, which we track from our data, social shares, which we track from our content delivery methods or our social media, such as Facebook and Instagram, and then also a quality mark that we keep internally is like our secret sauce. So that creates a league table, and people all compete to get to the top of that table. So if you're Man United and you finish in the top 4, which please God they do, then you get to earn a certain amount of money, and you get more than 5th, 6th, or 7th. If you're Liverpool and you get relegated, which hopefully someday will happen, then you'll actually get less money than the person. So whoever performs higher gets more money. So going back to my original point, 3 different segments of people. We trialed them all to see what motivates them. And then we created 3 groups. So we created a treatment group A, a treatment group B, and a control group. The control group were given messaging based around, just standard messaging. Come right for Pundit Arena, you can earn X, and your audience will be Y. You'll have huge numbers of people reading your content. So we sent them messages, there's McGregor, here's your prize for the month, etc. Then the second one, we really tapped into, people wanting more and more people to read what they're writing. So we gave them pictures of Lionel Messi. We told them, who's going to be the first to get 1 million views on their articles this year? Who's going to be the first to, we said, this weekend, Barcelona played Real Madrid. There were 100,000 people in the new camp, but actually more people turned up on Pundit Arena to read your articles than turned up to watch Lionel Messi. So for us, it was about channeling into that competitive nature. These people all said that they were worried about the amount of people reading their articles. So using the data, we said, let's give them messaging based around that. So as you can see, it's all hits-based. Alan Drum, 700,000 hits. Seamus Raftery, 445,000. Your fan base is growing. Showing them pictures of stadia or stadiums. We always speak in stadiums in work in the company. We say, okay, 10 Old Traffords turned up to read your article. And that's how we get people to visualize. So we tapped into that. Massive emphasis on the hits. And then the last thing was the cash money, the stuff that makes everyone smile. So we got a picture of Floyd Mayweather in a bed covered with cash, a bed full of cash. So all he's motivated by is finances, and that's okay, at least he's honest about it. So we put emphasis on the amount of money you could earn for this month. So then as we started to trial them, we gave them different messaging. We had our control group, boring messaging. Treatment group A, we gave them the Lionel Messis, the stadiums. Treatment group B, we gave them Floyd Mayweather, we gave them McGregor, we gave them cash money. While this was all occurring, we also stumbled across another thing, and I'll come back to the original point. We started to think, is this going to work for certain people? So we started thinking about a coffee shop. In a coffee shop, you get a loyalty card. Great. If I get 400 million coffees, I might get a free one, right? That's the way people think. Coffee shop loyalty cards do not work because it's a challenge. So then the next step was, how do we use that mentality with these 3 groups and try to get more and more articles and get them to write further? So we created randomization. Instead, we created scratch cards. Every article that you write, it's the scratch card method. The more prolonged that your scratch card doesn't win, the more likely you think you're going to win. So we started entering that into our users as well. And we created a lottery. It was called the Random Writer of the Week. So people were being messaged with cash, money, boring, but also they were going into an imaginary hat in Pundit Arena office. And if you wrote 100 articles or you wrote 1 article, you have a chance of winning cash. So all of our data pointed to this working to increase submissions. So as it turned out, we found that the people who said to us, after trialing it for 3 months, people who said to us they were motivated by cash actually started to give us more content and then drop off. The people who told us that they weren't motivated really by anything other than swag, they just stayed the same. But the people who told us they were motivated by writing for cash, but were given messages about Lionel Messi and given messages about Old Traffords, their articles shot through the roof. So the important fact in all this is that using this data, we were able to understand what our writers wanted. Our writers thought they knew what would make them work and what they really wanted, but using data, the scary thing is, we knew more about what they wanted than they knew themselves. So we provided them with more and more messaging around numbers and Old Traffords and massive stadiums, and their submission increased, kept going through the roof. So that's the importance of data. That's what Pundit Arena does. There's some of the social media moments we have. I know we're caught for time now. It's just to show you today, to understand how data is being used in a negative or in a positive sense. People have this kind of conspiracy that all data is wrong, but we use it to provide better content to you so that you enjoy sports more. And we also use it to provide more and more messaging to our writers so that they can earn more money. Just 2 of the things in social media as well, and the beauty of it, and I'll finish in 30 seconds, is that you can have a global impact from your phone. For us, we woke up one morning, Conor McGregor retired from MMA. On his Instagram, he was pictured in Reykjavik, Iceland. Flight was leaving Ireland in 3 hours. We said, right, We know where he is. We Googled MMA gym in Iceland, and we got on the flight as quick as we could. We turned up in Iceland, and we met Conor McGregor and broke the world exclusive story. You're so lucky that things like this can happen today, because when we were younger, and I still think I'm relatively young, probably look old to you, this just wasn't possible. So for a brand like Pundit Arena, understanding data, mining what's out there, and using it to your advantage can lead to some massive, massive moments. You can have a global impact from a local standpoint, and for you, you have a massive, massive opportunity, and it's sitting in your pocket, it's your mobile phone, you can do anything from there. So understand data, use it positively, and also lastly, check out punditarena.com. That was our story. We're changing sports media. Thank you very much for listening. If anybody's interested, richard@punditarena.com. If you're interested in coming in for a day or a week, come into us. We always bring people in and give them an experience of what we're doing. Thanks for listening. That was Pundit Arena. Cheers.